Good evening, my dear kids. Once again, welcome back. Uh, so this is second chapter of 10th standard science. The name is acid, basis, and salt. Okay, this is Mithun Raj signing in from this part of the world, Cochin, Kerala. My dear kids, I hope all of you are feeling healthy, enjoying your life, happy, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, be happy, be safe. Okay. So we are almost through the concluding part of this chapter. We already studied a lots of property of acids and bases and how acid react with metals, lots of carbonates, bicarbonates, and how bases react with water and how acid react with bases to form salt and all. We already studied all these things. So the basic concept regarding this chapter already we know that. But what is next? What we are going to study next, that is the most important part of this chapter. Actually, the next part is only regarding 5 salt. Okay, 5 simple salt. How to make that salt, what are the properties of that salt and its uses. Okay. So it's very simple. It's not very difficult. It's just only theory. One equations will be there. The production, the main equation will be there. You need to study that equation and also you need to study how to balance that equation also. Okay, there are no diagrams from this part, only theories are there. And this part is very important. 100% 2 mark question will come from this part. Okay, 5 salts are there total. Any one salt uses or application, it will come. Definitely it will come for exam. Okay, that is the most important question from this chapter. Okay, let us start. The first one we are going to study is about sodium chloride or common salt we are using. Okay, see, large crystals of sodium chloride are called as rock salt. So when we are making this sodium chloride, how we are making it? Just by evaporating seawater. Okay, crystallization of seawater is also another method to produce sodium chloride, and it is very cheap. You know how many trillions of tons of salt are there in our sea and oceans? So sodium chloride is a very cheap salt. Okay, very cheap. How much rupees for a common salt? 15 rupees per kg or 10 rupees per kg? Something like that, isn't it? So, but some specialties are there for this sodium chloride. Okay, it has sodium inside it. You already know that. It has chlorine also inside that. Okay, and huge crystals of this sodium chloride salt is called as rock salt. See this one, it's big crystals. Okay, because when this seawater is evaporated, we are getting crystals of big crystals of sodium chloride, and this one is brown in color because it has a lots of other minerals and impurities in it. Okay, it is not the pure form of sodium chloride. It has a lot of impurities also in it. That's why its color is a little bit brown in color. So let us see what is the use of it. There is a particular method. Okay, that's a particular method. And what is that method? If we mix this sodium chloride with water, okay, salt solution we will get a salt solution. Any doubt regarding that? Anyway, there is no need of any doubt regarding that, because salt solution, you already know what is a salt solution. And this salt solution is simply, we call it as brine solution, B-R-I-N-E, brine solution. Okay, brine solution means it's not that too much tough, because what is brine solution? It is simple salt solution itself. So what we want to do, this cheap sodium chloride, we will mix it with water. Now we are getting an aqueous solution of sodium chloride or brine solution, and just pass electricity through that sodium chloride solution. Okay, just pass electricity. What will happen? Chlorine being minus will go to the anode, hydrogen being positive will go to the cathode, and sodium hydroxide is formed inside that solution. Okay, a simple chemical process, isn't it? Make sodium chloride solution. Okay, just pass electricity. What will happen? Water is cheap, isn't it? Sodium chloride is cheap. Am I right or not? Both are very very cheap, but just by passing electricity through that, what we will get? We will get sodium hydroxide, a strong base. This one is a bit expensive, and this we are getting from simple water and sodium chloride. That is the importance of sodium chloride in industry. And again, what we are getting? Cl2 gas. G means gas. Chlorine gas we are getting. Chlorine gas is very important. It's a very good oxidizing agent. You studied in first chapter, isn't it? This is a very important oxidizing agent. And we are getting hydrogen gas also. Hydrogen gas also has a lots of application in the field of chemistry. Okay? Simple equation, isn't it? 2NaCl plus 2H2O gives NaOH plus Cl2 plus H2. You need to balance the equation. Okay? You need to balance the equation. So this is the method we are getting it. Okay? In textbook another diagram is there. This one you will, it is very easy to understand. Anyway, diagram won't come for exam. Diagram won't come, but you process you want to study. Okay? Simply pass electricity, what will happen? See, positive anode. What is deposited there? Chlorine. Cl minus is getting deposited here. See, here hydrogen ions are getting deposited. So from here we will get hydrogen, from here we will get chlorine. Sodium chloride we will add here, water we will add from here. Sodium hydroxide we are getting through this outlet. Okay, it's a simple process. Process won't ask. See, in the chlor-alkali process, that process of manufacturing of sodium hydroxide is called as chlor-alkali plus process. See, sodium chloride. Chlorine is there, that's why chlor. It is an alkali, isn't it? It is mixed in water. Okay? So, chlor-alkali, why it is saying, we cannot say that sodium chloride is a basic in nature. But we are getting this NaOH, which is base. Okay? That's why it is called as chlor-alkali process. So, NaOH getting dissolved in water is called as alkali. Okay? Let us see the process. So, the gas produced are chlorine and hydrogen. Chlorine is produced at the anode because chlorine is negative ion. And hydrogen is positive ion and it is deposited at the cathode. Because cathode has negative charge. Okay? Opposite charges attract each other. So, chlorine gas comes to anode, which is positive. Anode is positive, chlorine is negative. Hydrogen ion will come to the cathode, which the cathode is negative, but the hydrogen ions are positive. Okay, so we are getting hydrogen gas at the same time, chlorine gas at the same time, which base is formed? Sodium hydroxide base is formed. Okay, and all these three things are very very important in industries. Let's see. This is important. Okay, just study as it is. Uses of chlorine gas. It is used for water treatment. You know that this chlorine is highly effective of killing bacteria. Okay, it is a poisonous gas. Pure chlorine gas is a poisonous gas. Even for human beings it is poisonous. Just imagine what it will do for these bacteria. Okay, simply water treatment means just treating water with chlorine. Okay, chlorine gas is there. From this gas we are producing chlorine salt also is there. But if we use this chlorine gas through water, what will happen? The water will become good water. It is used in swimming pools as disinfectant. Swimming pools. How many people are jumping into a swimming pool? Lots of people are there. So different infectious diseases can happen. Okay, skin related diseases, bacterial diseases. So if we are using chlorine, all the bacteria will be destroyed. And disinfectant means to kill infectious bacteria and all. Understand? So it is called used as a disinfectant. Like a Dettol is used as a disinfectant. Very good example, isn't it? Same, chlorine gas is also a very good disinfectant. It is used for the manufacture of PVC, polyvinyl chloride. PVC means plastic. Okay, PVC pipes. Have you seen PVC pipes? Okay, polyvinyl chloride is the simple form of plastic. And also it is used in the manufacture of CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, chlorofluorocarbon. Actually nowadays this chlorofluorocarbon, that much production is not there. Okay, because it is a dangerous gas, it will makes hole in ozone layer. Okay, now we are not producing this CFC gas that much. Before it was made, okay, that gas gives that coolness for the fridge. inside the compressor of the fridge, this chlorofluoro gas was there. Okay, in air conditions also in olden times. Nowadays, very effective fridge and air conditions are there which does not has chlorofluorocarbon, because chlorofluorocarbon was very dangerous. But in industrial, it has a lots of other industrial use also. Okay, and it is used in the production of bleaching powder and pesticides which kills the pest. Chlorine is very poisonous. That's why it is used as a pesticide and also disinfectant, and also to treat the water treatment means to make water pure from all the bacteria and all. So these are the main uses of chlorine. All three you want to study. Okay. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. If you want, I will give the full form. Polyvinyl chloride. Okay, Ca means chloride, not carbon. Polyvinyl chloride, it is the common form of plastic. Chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, C means chlorofluorocarbon, not carbon. Understand? Chlorofluorocarbon. So these are the things which we are getting from bleaching powder used to bleach. Bleach means to remove impurities from it. Understand? For example, bleaching powder is used in the industry of paper industry, pulp, paper industry, like that. Next, hydrogen gas is there. Hydrogen gas. So for what purpose we are using this hydrogen? See, it is used as a fuel. Hydrogen mostly not for our domestic purpose, because hydrogen is a highly explosive gas. Understand? Highly explosive gas. So for domestic purpose we are not using this hydrogen. Okay, for industrial purpose only. This is a wrong picture. Hydrogen we cannot use in car and all. It is highly explosive. If we use hydrogen, it will blast our engine. For industrial purpose, we are using hydrogen as a fuel. Okay, hydrogen is a highly inflammable gas. It is used in the manufacture of ammonia. NH3, see, sodium plus hydrogen gives ammonia. Ammonia is a very important thing. Okay, it is used to make manure and all. Okay, fertilizers and all. See, nitrogen from hydrogen, natural gas, we will get what? Iron catalyst, we will get ammonia, liquid ammonia. Okay, just hydrogen plus what is happening? Okay, now it is fine, I think, isn't it? Okay, the making of ammonia is known as the Haber process. Okay, Haber process. That won't ask. That is not that much important. For this chapter, it won't ask. Ammonia, I think, before you studied in smaller classes, making of ammonia. Haber process. Just this 1 mark question may be chance. Before it didn't ask it. I don't know about the new question paper. Maybe there is a chance. Why this focus is going? What happened to my lens? Again, it is not coming. Come on. Okay, now fine. I think, isn't it? Okay. I am not moving my hand through the screen. That's why this focus is going. And it is used in the manufacture of ghee or margarine. So margarine, what is this margarine? You heard about this vanaspati or dalda, isn't it? Actually, it is not butter or ghee. Okay, it is not butter, it is not ghee. It is a special type of oil. Understand? If we pass this hydrogen gas through this oil, it will become this vanaspati or dalda. That dalda is known as margarine. Okay, it has the properties of butter, but it is very cheap also. Butter or glorified butter or ghee is very costly. Manufacture of ghee, leave it, no. Manufacture of ghee, it is not used. It is used in the manufacture of margarine. Okay, hydrogen gas when passed through oil, it will become margarine. Okay, that are the uses of hydrogen gas. Sodium hydroxide has a lots of use. Okay, it is a very strong base and it has a lots of use in chemical field, chemical industry. See, use for degreasing metals. Degreasing metals means to remove that grease from machine parts and all. Understand? You've seen grease in your cycle chain. Have you seen that grease? It is very difficult to remove that grease, isn't it? But if you rub with a small cloth dipped in sodium hydroxide solution, that greasy property of that grease will go. That is called as degreasing metals. Okay, degreasing metals. So removing grease from the metals, that is called as degreasing. So it is used in degreasing the metals, sodium hydroxide. Making of paper, sodium hydroxide is used in the making of paper. Which method you don't want to study? Okay, it's not for you. Okay, only just you want to study these sentences. 2 mark question. It is used for the manufacture of soap and detergents. Okay, soap and detergent, sodium hydroxide. It is used in the artificial fiber industry to making artificial fiber like polyester. What about this polyester? It's an artificial fiber. It is not pure like cotton. Okay, it is artificially it is made. Okay, that are the main uses of sodium hydroxide. That's very important. The next salt we are going to study. And what is this? Hydrogen and chlorine. If we miss, we will get hydrochloric acid also from that. Isn't it? How many things we are getting from sodium chloride and water? See, just see that equation. How many things we are getting? Hydrogen and chlorine, if we mix, means we will get hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid. See, simple salt and water gives us what all things? Sodium hydroxide, chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, and from that we can make hydrochloric acid. Oh, the man who discovered this method, he want to get an Oscar, isn't it? Not an Oscar, he want to get a Nobel Prize, not an Oscar. Okay, Oscar is for acting, not for science. Who knows? Maybe he already got, I don't know. See, for what purpose we are using this hydrochloric acid? Hydrochloric acid is used for cleaning steel. You know, it is a highly reactive acid. So it will remove the oxides from the surface of the steel, okay, or rust from the surface of the steel. It is used in the manufacture of ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. That's also ammonium chloride also has a lots of use in industries. Okay, you only study this one. Okay, how it is used means don't want to study. That's applicable next level studying for higher classes, not for you. Okay, just this sentence you study. Hydrochloric acid is used for cleaning steel. It is used in the manufacture of ammonium chloride. It is used in the manufacture of medicines and cosmetics. Medicines and cosmetics. Cosmetics means cosmetic items anyway, especially girls will know very well about these cosmetic items, isn't it? Your boys, you have any doubt means just ask girls, they will tell what all things are cosmetic items. Like nail polish, makeup items, that eye, what you draw in that eyebrow, that kajal, I don't know what. Anyway, I am not a girl. Okay, preparation of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime. Another simple equation to make another important thing. See, slaked lime. Okay, slaked lime. Why the focus is going? I don't know. It's going. Okay. So, bleaching powder. Okay, bleaching powder's formula is this one: CaOCl2, calcium oxychloride. Okay, because only one oxygen is there, that's why it is called as calcium oxychloride. Okay, bleaching powder, calcium oxychloride. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime. Slaked lime is very cheap to get. Chlorine gas we are already getting from what? We are already getting from the reaction of sodium chloride and water. So bleaching powder means it is used in paper industry and also to as a purifying agent. Okay, bleaching means purifying. It's this equation you want to study. Okay, preparation of bleaching point. That also it is application of chlorine gas. Okay, bleaching powder is produced by action of chlorine on dry slaked lime, CaOH, or calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide plus chlorine gives calcium oxychloride, which is bleaching powder, and water. Uses of bleaching powder, this is also important. What all purpose we are using this bleaching powder? Used in bleaching cotton and linen in textile industry, bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, bleaching washed clothes in laundry. So what is the importance of this bleaching powder? It will make that particular material pure white. Understand? Cotton, linen or paper, in the purest form it is very very white in color. But when paper is made from this wood pulp, actually its color is like a bit yellowish color. Understand? because impurities are there. And if you use this bleaching powder, it will bleach out, purify the impurities, and it will make the paper pure white. Okay. So it is used in what all things? See, bleaching cotton and linen in textile industries, bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, bleaching washed clothes in laundry. Okay, if you are giving our dress to laundry, for example, if we have heavy stain in our clothes, for example, like turmeric is not very easily gone. Okay, and stain from this banana, it is also for plant, it is also very difficult to wash it out. So we are using this bleaching powder to bleach it. That means it will remove that color and it will make it pure white. It is used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. Okay, Sager lime is not Sager lime. Bleaching powder is used as an oxidizing agent also. It is used because this chlorine is present here. That's why, see, chlorine is there. That's why it is used as a oxidizing agent. It is used for disinfecting drinking water to make it free of germs. Whenever chlorine is present, we can say it is a disinfectant. It will kill the bacteria. Okay, no doubt regarding that, because chlorine is a very good disinfectant. This focusing, what is happening at one or two days, the entire focus is going out. Okay, these are some of the uses of what? Bleaching powder. Next one is baking soda. Okay, next one is baking soda. So baking soda is chemically sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. That is the equation of sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, not sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is another salt. We will study about that later. Baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. By hearing that name itself, baking, wow, bakery. It is used in bakeries. For what purpose? For cake, bread, bun, isn't it? Pastries, everything is made from flour and sugar. But to make that flour soft, understand? Very, very soft, baking soda is used. See, sodium chloride plus H2O plus carbon dioxide plus ammonia. Simply, sodium chloride very, very cheap. Hydrogen, H2O, water, very, very cheap. Carbon dioxide, lots of carbon dioxide is there in the atmosphere. And only what we need ammonia. Okay, so how it is made? Baking soda is chemically sodium hydrogen carbonate. Its chemical formula is NaHCO3, and baking soda is produced by using sodium chloride as one of the raw materials. Okay, sodium chloride, water, carbon dioxide, and ammonia. Okay, these are the things which we use to make sodium hydrogen carbonate. And we are getting NH4Cl, ammonium chloride also we are getting from that. Okay, so in that reaction, only ammonia is a bit costly here. Okay, a bit costly, it's not that much costly. So we are getting ammonium chloride, at the same time sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also known as baking soda. Uses. This is how this baking soda, first we can study the use. See, uses of baking soda. Baking soda is used in the manufacture of baking powder. It is used in antacid to neutralize excess acids in the stomach and provide relief. It is used in soda acid fire extinguisher. Okay, these are the three main uses of baking soda. It is used in the manufacture of baking powder. Okay, baking powder, you already know what is baking powder. We use it in bakery. Not only in bakery, in home also you use this, isn't it? Baking powder or baking powder, yes. Baking soda directly we are using sometimes, isn't it? See, heating effect of baking soda. How, when we heat baking soda, what we will get? Baking soda or sodium hydroxide, sodium hydrogen carbonate is heated during cooking, sodium carbonate is formed. So how, you have seen that fluffiness of that bread, that spongy thing, cake, they are very, very spongy, isn't it? If you are going to a bakery Burma or in your home also, if you are making cake, have you seen that flour? It is very, very pasty like thing. the flour which we are using for making cake. But when we add this baking soda, nothing happen. It will remain same. But when we cook it, okay, during cooking time, what is happening? We are heating it. And when we heat this sodium hydrogen carbonate, what is happening? Sodium carbonate is formed. At the same time, water will be evolved as a steam, and carbon dioxide gas is formed. Understand? So that carbon dioxide gas will be inside that cake or that bread. That's why that bubbles are inside. That sponginess is getting because of this carbon dioxide bubbles. Understand? If you cut the bread and if you look, means there will be small holes in it, isn't it? Very small holes. And all that holes are formed because of this carbon dioxide gas. Okay, in cake also, if you cut, it is not plain surface, isn't it? If we cut the cake, we can see a lots of holes in that. That is because of what? That is because of the presence of this carbon dioxide gas. Okay, when we heat this baking soda, what is happening? It will become sodium carbonate. At the same time, carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Okay, water as steam, it will escape from that food. Okay, so this carbon dioxide. Anyway, that won't ask for question exam. I don't know. I will check if there any question is there regarding that. I didn't heard of that question before in any of the question papers. Okay, I will double check it one more time and I will report to you. So it is used in the manufacture of baking powder, and it is used as antacids. In a lots of antacids also it is used. Okay, sodium hydrogen carbonate. So we can say that it is not a strong base, isn't it? If it is a strong base, we cannot use it as antacid. Next, it is used this soda acid fire extinguisher. This is particular soda acid fire extinguisher. Just study it like that. Equations and all you don't want to study. So baking powder is a mixture of baking soda and mild edible acids such as tartaric acid. See, NHCO3. What happens when baking powder is heated? Okay, sodium salt of acid. What is this? When baking powder is heated or mixed in the water, the following reaction will take place. Okay, so the baking powder's heating effect creates that carbon dioxide. See, same here also, same, isn't it? Come on, say sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, baking powder is a mixture. What is baking powder? Simple, it is a mixture of sodium hydrogen carbonate, baking soda, and some small amount of acid also will be there. For example, tartaric acid. So that sodium hydrogen carbonate while heating, what will happen? It will become some sodium salt will be there and carbon dioxide gas will evolve. This carbon dioxide is the reason we are getting that fluffiness, that fluffy, that spongy feeling for cake and bread and bun and all. Understand? And that crispiness also we will get if we add this baking powder into the bhaji and all. We are making vada, bhaji and all. If we are making that, it will give that crispiness. Understand? That crunchiness. If you chew, it means that crumb, that sound will come. That because of this presence of this baking powder. Bakery industry, anyway, you know that baking. What is baking powder? Why is baking powder used in bakery industry? See, this is the dough which we are used to make chapati or bread, and after adding baking soda, sometimes it will become like this. When we heat it or bake it, see these holes are filled with carbon dioxide gas. That's why these holes are produced, okay, while heating this baking powder. So it is used in bakery industry, you already know that. Okay, when baking powder is used in bakery products like bread or cake, carbon dioxide produced makes the product soft and spongy. Okay, you want to study this. Okay, why is baking powder used in bakery industry? It's a question. Why does bread or cake become soft and spongy when baking powder is added to the dough? Dough means that atta or maida we are using mixed with water and baking powder or what all things, salt, sugar, what all things. When the dough is mixed with baking powder and water and heated, carbon dioxide is produced, which makes the bread or cake to rise, making them soft and spongy. Okay. As it is, you want to study it. Okay. Next, we will study about washing soda and plaster of Paris. Next class. Okay, that will be the end of the chapter. One more class we will finish, and we will conduct one revision class also. Okay, the entire chapter I will try to cover within 30 or 40 minutes. Okay, like we did in electricity, same. Most of the chapters we are doing it. This chapter also I will try to make as short as it is. I hope that all these things you understand very well. These are very important part. Only 5 salt we want to study. If you study that, 2 or 3 marks, 100% you will get it. Okay, that's it, my dear kids. Anyway, I'm not wasting your time. Already half an hour finished. I know long science classes are boring, so I am cutting it here, winding up my class. So stay home, stay safe, and whenever you are going out of your home, make sure that you are wearing a mask, and whenever you are returning back to home, make sure that you are washing your or cleaning your hands with hand wash or soap perfectly. Okay, and if you can take a good bath. That's the best thing. Okay, so you won't be get infected by this virus. So Mithun Raj signing off from this part of the world, my dear kids. So go through this video, and this baking powder, baking soda, bleaching powder, and protection of chlorine gas, hydrogen, and sodium hydroxide is very important. Go through it 1 or 2 times. Go through it. Read the textbook carefully, and the quiz which I conduct after that you want to answer it. Okay, my dear kids. Bye bye and Jai Hind.